Hey guys, Mark Rewired. Yeah, I'm Mark Rewired. Hey, welcome, Mark Robinson here, your host of the Wealth Rewired podcast, or from now on, Mark Rewired. Here we go. I think I'm cross-wired more than rewired. All right, guys. Hey, in this episode, what I wanted to dig into, right, is I wanted to show you like a Wealth Rewired Roadmap, yeah, and what you should look to do in your first 12 months, yeah. So basically what I'm thinking is, because look, if you're not part of IAW, the International Academy of Wealth, or you're not following us on any other channels and what have you, and this is all you're listening to, well, hey, I thought, why don't I actually give you something that you can focus on for the next 12 months, right? Your very first year as an investor, yeah, or the Wealth Rewired way, okay? So, these are the steps I want you to do, right? What someone should actually do in year one. Without a doubt, stop trying to get rich fast. Yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah, we get the odd person that happened to, get lucky, and I'm going to use that term, right? Went all in on a thing and then, made $1 billion out of, some meme coin and all that, but they're few and far between, and most of those people will just waste that money, be lost, and it'll just disappear. It's not true long-term wealth, right? So stop trying to get rich fast. Focus on building the engine that gets you rich forever, right? For me, year one's about building identity, structure, cash flow, right? And this is why we built the cash flow plan, right? We help our members that focus on two plans, right? Their 10-year plan and their cash flow plan. The 10-year plan encompasses the cash flow plan because it's their plan, right? But we separate the cash flow plan so you can start to get quick wins fast, right? But it's not the be all and end all, but we want you to have cash flow in your portfolio as soon as possible. But really start chasing that stability, right? Not chasing that one-off, that to the moon shot, those unicorn investments, yeah? To me, year one's about eliminating that chaos, build your habits, and start to create clarity around what it is you actually want to become good at from an investing perspective, what you want to focus on, right? And then we start to build out that action steps and everything else, right? For me, the year one, the biggest win isn't money, it's momentum. Because most people quit because they try to do year 5 actions in year 1 foundations. And it's not the way that it's meant to be done, all right? So what I want you to do now is, I'll talk about this first, right? So we talk about the 6 wealth pyramids, the 6 asset classes in the wealth pyramid, right? Now you can look at it as, do you start on the foundations and you climb up the ladder, up the pyramid? Look, short answer is kind of, right? But in reality, sometimes what happens is you need to be more at the top of the pyramid, right, to generate the cash flow that then increases your capital to then start building out more foundational assets. Yeah, hope that makes sense, right? But if you have a look at it, like I've got many podcasts that we talk about those 6 asset classes, which is foundational assets, wholesale assets, focused assets, active trading, wholesale cash flow, and early stage investing / income, yeah? So for me, the foundational assets, it's all about building stability, getting that structure, that certainty. You can also have things like emergency buffers and insurance protections, and just your basic systems can be part of the foundational assets, right? Wholesale assets is about adding that acceleration, right, through smart equity plays or, buying quality assets at discounted prices, right? And the sort of short to mid-term growth opportunities. Focused assets really helps you sort of deepen your expertise, you refine your strategy, and you start to, literally what it says, right? Focus on different industries, right, that you can become an expert in, okay? Things like medical marijuana, oil and gas, tech, AI, retirement homes, all that sort of stuff, right? Different industries, yeah? Now, active trading, right? This is where you get high skills, highly focused. You start to create skills that can never be taken off you, but should never be step 1, okay? Should never jump into active trading from the get-go. Build your foundations first. Wholesale cash flow is the next one. Build consistent income streams that help support your lifestyle or your lifestyle freedom. Extra cash flow means it means you could potentially not take on that extra client, or not do the extra overtime, etc., etc. Yeah, and then the last one is that early stage investing or income, right? And without a doubt, only once you've got a solid foundation should you start to look at that high reward, high volatility type of things. Yeah, like I said, you don't kind of climb it, but if you wanted to look at it that way, you sort of climb the pyramid. You don't skip steps. Okay. But I've also said in the past, right, that we don't do any active trading. We don't have any focused asset at this stage, right? Well, technically we probably do, but it's not where I have it in my pyramid, right? But what I find is too many people start out year one by jumping right to the top of the pyramid and have all their focus up there, where they got to have a more of a balanced portfolio. Yeah. What I like, guys, about the future bot is actually help you track where you are in the pyramid, right? Where you need to go next, etc., etc. So what not to do in the first 3 to 6 months? Don't chase crypto hype, meme stocks, or shiny things. Don't compare your chapter to someone else's, right? So your chapter 1, don't compare your chapter 1 to their chapter 10. Yeah, we always run your own race, right? Read your own book, write your own book, right? Don't sprint. This is where burnout happens. This is where you start to make FOMO decisions, right? The fear of missing out, rather than JOMOs, the joy of missing out, right? Don't over leverage yourself before you understand your risk profile. Don't skip the emotional and identity work. It's the real foundational, right? This is where you really start to do your mindset, right? Foundational asset should be mindset, first and foremost. Yeah. In fact, if we think about it, if we had the pyramid that you could see, the stuff you don't see, right? The internal work, those real foundations of stuff. Yeah. So how to spot your momentum quickly, right? So to me, momentum shows up as clarity, right? Before it shows up as cash. Yeah. Your emotional state starts to improve. You start thinking, I can do this. I know I can do this. I believe I can do this. Then your habits show up, and then the money shows up, right? When you make decisions faster and with less fear, that's momentum. Yeah, when you stop restarting from scratch, that's momentum. Consistency beats intensity in the early stages. So, why most people blow their first year and how to avoid it, right? They try to do too much at once and they drown themselves, right? They chase tactics instead of identity and structure. They skip building financial safety, right? And they jump straight into high risk. They overcapitalize in different areas, and sometimes, like, not just at the top of the pyramid, but they overcapitalize at the bottom of the pyramid. Yeah, they're chasing that too much of the long term, and they're not giving themselves enough short-term cash flow. Or they've gone high at the top, right, which then if it doesn't work, there's potential to have capital stuck up there before they can bring it down, right? They rely on motivation instead of systems or routines, yeah, and they don't have a daily check-in system. And this is exactly, I know I have short little plugs, right, but this is exactly what your future self bot will automate for you. You have these daily check-ins, these daily routines, yeah? So guys, here's the task I want you to do on this episode, and it's the last one for a bit, yeah? I really want you guys to make sure that, whether you listen to this before the Christmas break or over the Christmas break or after early January next year, right? Ultimately, what I want you to do is really set up 2026 and beyond, right? So do this, right? So your 12-month roadmap. Number 1, draw the wealth pyramid on a blank page, label all 6 layers. I want you to sort of circle the layer you actually should focus on, right? Not what your ego wants to focus on, right? And then one sentence, my job in the next 90 days is to master this level. It's not a question. You're telling yourself, my job in the next 90 days is to master this level, right? and then choose one action for the next week that aligns with that level for you to start mastering. And then do that action before the Friday. Very simple, very direct, but very transformational, right? This is the exact process your future bot will guide people through daily, weekly, and monthly. All right, that's the last plug that I'll do on the future bot for a while, guys. But I'm just excited about it. It's going to help automate a lot of the stuff that people are struggling with, right, in their wealth creation process. Yeah. I'm Mark Rewired. I nearly said it again. I'm Mark Rewired. I'm Mark Robinson. Welcome to. Thank you. Oh my God. Time to stop now, team. Hope you've enjoyed these last 10 episodes. I'll be back in the new year with way more. I've got some incredible guests coming up. Watch this space. As always, if you liked it, press the thumbs up button, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. And if you've got any comments or feedback, drop in the comments below, and I will see you in the new year. Bye for now.